Finally, a movie that proves that state fairs and child marriages are both equally bad. We saw Holy Matrimony, so you know what that means.
Schwarzenegger grow a baby in his belly, rock a rhinestone vest while ripping Justin to Kelly, or maybe see a burlesque show with Nick Crow and take a boat with speed to hitting cruise control. J-Man, Big Paul in the beautiful June, gonna take you from the goob all the way to the room. Ran the games of Street Fighter, helped to blow off steam, just a sucker punch the odd life of Timothy Green. Sharknado, the birdemic, how we staying alive. They call it in the badass and he's on the line, cranking 88 minutes cause they cool as ice, cause a bad Jim Varney looking kind of nice. Paul and June getting literal, Jason is getting laid. June is making sure all the monkey shots getting paid. They judge a bunch of movies while they making the grade. Here's a real question for you, how did this get made? That's a good look, Haru.
What's that smell?
Hello, people of Earth, and welcome to How Did This Get Made's Matinee Monday. I'm your host, Paul Scheer, and this is a chance for us to look back at some classic How Did This Get Made episodes. This actually was our last episode recorded right before the pandemic, and it is a doozy, directed by Leonard Nimoy. Patricia Arquette marries her brother-in-law, who happens to be 12 years old, and they live together. Oh my gosh. By the way, as I'm describing this, I'm already laughing at how insane this was. This is a Disney movie, a touchstone film that was released about a con woman living with a young boy in like an Amish community. This movie is absolutely nuts. But here's the thing that is even more nuts about this film. She was on the run for stealing money from the state carnival. How much money could that be? Here, take a listen.
Let's even start at the top. The movie starts with a bizarre carnival game where it's like a strongman competition that if you win, you blow up Marilyn Monroe's skirt. Which
You don't blow up. You don't physically do it yourself.
Oh, no.
You don't get the right to be like,
You trigger some sort of fan action, but even that in a kid's movie felt like, wow, okay, we're starting.
Wait, I'm sorry, this is a kid's movie?
I mean, wouldn't you think it's a kid's movie?
this movie is basically Witness with a child protagonist, and it's just as sexy.
I'm glad we're starting at the Carnival because I was obsessed with how, now I know it's a cash business, but my mind kept on wandering back to how much they're making per night.
So much that they can offer a $25,000 reward.
And
How much did they steal? $1.2 million?
when I saw that, I was like, what? It's just a state fair. It's
a state fair.
State fair that doesn't even look that expansive.
No, and the crazy thing is when there are close-ups of the cash, people are showing up at the state fair with $100 bills.
Yes.
Oh, wait.
It's
by the way,
all $100
hundies.
bills.
I saw
hundies.
a couple times when they showed that cash, it was a couple singles too. And I was like, are they just like rolling singles?
And some of it is in stacks, and some of it is in rolls. I was like, what are you doing? Pick a lane.
Tate Donovan only took a very small tray of money. It wasn't like, by the way, the money is not being held the right way. I have a lot of issues.
What do you mean it's not being held the right way?
Well, it just
How
seemed
do
like
you
it was
mean?
like kind of
How you
thrown
hold
into the
money?
safe. Like it just didn't.
I know what you're saying, Paul.
It wasn't like put away.
One of the best parts of playing Monopoly was being the banker and
Thank you.
organizing your cash.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
That's the best part.
That's the best part.
That's
And when I
the
was
best
a waitress,
part is being the banker?
of course,
That is
course.
heartbreaking.
it's the best
You
part.
have all the control.
You have all the control and you can organize it.
You know what I used to do? I used to take a 500 and put it under a 5. So people didn't know how much money I actually had.
Ooh la
So,
la.
You know, every now and then they're
Joke's
like,
on them. What is this, Monopoly Tips the podcast? What the fuck is happening right now? You know what I would do in the game of Chutes and Ladders?
No. But I know what you're saying, Paul. So when you run a business that's an all-cash business,
Right.
there has to be a better system than the one that was happening in that safe.
It was very haphazard. And it didn't even seem like
It's
it was
a
a big...
fucking it's a traveling carnival.
But all
what? I mean,
cash.
I'm shocked they had a safe. I mean, what are we talking about? Like, it is a carnival.
By the way, is it a traveling carnival? Because this goes to one of the biggest issues I had with the movie, which is just the timeline. I thought that carnival was in the same spot that she
Right.
left it in. Did
But I think- how long
48
was that?
hours pass?
I was gonna say,
or
how
4
long ago was
months?
Well, I think
don't know.
I think a state fair, from what I know of, like in Los Angeles, they have like a state fair that runs for about a month.
Yeah.
So it's like you can go there for
So
about a month.
she was in the colony for 1 month.
Oh,
I
don't know how long. I'm just saying the state fair could be there for a while.
I would guess that.
Well, I
would
don't
guess
know.
that. Think
They-
about how much happens to Joe Gordon-Levitt's character in the span of that month.
Oh
He
my
goes
God.
from being a kid in school, his brother comes back from the big city. He
After
goes to
3
town with
years.
his brother dies in a car crash that is so violent. Joe Gordon-Levitt is in 2 staggeringly violent car crashes in this movie.
Yep.
He also, by the way, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, JGL, is ejected from that car in a way that I'm like, wow, his body was perfectly positioned because
You know what?
he's
Nobody-
unscathed.
Completely. You know what nobody in this movie ever does? Mourn Tate Donovan. Guess what these people aren't interested in? Honoring their dead. Everybody's like, we gotta move on.org. This is what we're doing.
They don't even move his car from the crash site.
It's like some sort of tribute. And these are people who every step of the way are like, huh, I think we gotta let this kid marry this lady. Huh, I think we gotta let this kid drive this lady to America to return this money? They put him in the driver's seat. How old is he in this movie? 11?
He's 12.
12.
12? What? This movie
I mean, this is
acts
what's
as
hard,
if it's
though.
normal for a 12-year-old to be married to an adult.
Okay, you can listen to the entire episode of Holy Matrimony wherever you get your podcasts. We release Matinee Mondays every single week. Come back here, subscribe to my YouTube page to hear a little bit more background and story about the movies that we used to do, but now we're doing again, and you get to listen to for free because we like you. Anyway, talk to you soon. See you next time for a Matinee Monday. Bye for now.